Just doing my stream. Okay. Okay. I think I have that well and good. Move that back a bit. Okay, and we are live. Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Cam and Focus Storytime. I will be continuing my read through of The Plagued Ocean. If you didn't catch it last time, I mean, this book is just, it's god awful. there's no other way around it. It is terrible. Grammatical errors, switches between past and present tense, not following the rules of writing in the first person. It's terrible dialogue. I mean, it's just so, it's really bad. Really bad. So, I believe last time I stopped at page 14. Yes, page 14. We'll be continuing with chapter 2. Okay. And the title of chapter 2 is Juliet First Task Force, quote, Frozen Wargs. Don't know what that means. I don't know what a warg is. I mean, typically I would say that's probably a Lord of the Rings reference, but I have the feeling that the author didn't really have that in mind. So, we are continuing with the character perspective of Vincent Flores. All right. The snow was falling from the night sky. Stars were not visible. The clouds covered them. Blue District Training Facility number 12 finished construction. People were leaving for the day. Some stayed to clean and clear the area for military use. The new members of the task force started to show up. I was promoted to Sergeant First Class after being selected to go to the Advanced Placement course. I did not want to attend, but my previous... Damn it! That's what I get for kicking the table! Oops. There we go. Just trying to adjust my leg here, and I bumped my table. Let me see. I did not want to attend, but my previous commander ordered me. Even if I desired not to visit, I always do my best in whatever I was told to do. Okay, so another switch between past and present tense. Let me see here. I always do my best in whatever I was told to do. So if you wanted to make that grammatically correct, you would either say, I always do my best in whatever I'm told to do, or I always did my best in whatever I was told to do. I mean, it's like this author can't make up his mind. In hindsight, I wished I slacked off a little bit. Being a sergeant first class puts me in the slot of platoon sergeant. I passionately believed that I was going to lead a basic military police force platoon in Black District. Instead, I was slotted to be a task force platoon sergeant. A lot more steps above a regular platoon sergeant. Okay, so there's a lot of military jargon here. A lot of talk about, different levels of the chain of command. There's a lot of sergeants in this book. Like, I'm talking a lot of sergeants. And I mean, and I wouldn't care so much if the author took more steps to tell us why these sergeant levels are different. What sets them apart? What makes one position more desirable than the other? He just doesn't do that. He just says, hey, there's this particular sergeant, there's this particular sergeant. I wanted to be that one, but I ended up being that one. So, it doesn't really help the engagement much. I sat at my new desk while Klimt, who is now a specialist, who is now a specialist is capitalized for some reason, sat on the couch watching comedy sitcoms. I requested that Klimt would accompany me. I requested that she would accompany me. I requested her to accompany me. God. It makes me so mad. Accompany me to the Blue District as her mentor. Why is mentor capitalized? The command refused. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. So okay. So if you can see here, Let me see. The command refused at semicolon first, comma. Oh my god. Oh, author, why are you doing this to me? The command refused at first. Klimt proved to be a valued soldier, but a higher ranking officer known as Battle General Gospel accepted her transfer. Flores, I can't believe we are here. Again, no contractions whatsoever. This author doesn't believe in joining two words to make one shorter word. I can't believe we are here. Nobody talks like that. And especially in the military. I mean, if you're some... The only way that I could justify people talking like this, casually, is if they were aliens and not knowing our language. If you wanted to make them sound like aliens, then congratulations, you succeeded. Let me see. I can't believe we are here. This place is a lot nicer than the conference room they had us hang out in at Black District. Klimt enjoyed the fact that they had their own office. We did not have to worry about the platoon leader kicking them out. She had her own office next door. Okay, that makes no sense. Like I'm not sure. Like as that paragraph went on, I wasn't sure what office they ended up talking about in the end. Don't get too comfortable. Most of our time is going to be out there on the training field. I was scrolling through the list of soldiers that are going to be under me. Ugh. Switch between past and present tense. Ooh. I was scrolling through soldiers that are going to be under me. I need a little sip of liquid courage here. Coffee, not real liquid courage. That's later, after 5 o'clock. Hopefully. All right. I had labeled one of the teams Bravo Team Dire Wolves. Okay. They report around December 15th after a scheduled mission. Okay, so when it comes to the military, if there's some kind of deadline that you have to meet, it's strict. And you don't want your team, you don't want, to tell your team, report around this day. Okay, is it going to be that day? Is it going to be the day before? Is it going to be the week after? I mean, report on this day, at this time. Don't say, report around this day, just get to us whenever you can. That's not how that works. Not really helping the realism here. Let's see. The door of the office opened, and Staff Sergeant Joaquin Anguta, oh, he's back. Oh, the firebomb guy, the guy who's bald, 6 feet 0 inches, African descendant with a heavy African accent that his team can understand. Yeah. Glad to see that they're trying to bring these characters full circle. Let's see. And the rest of Alpha Team reporting. Sergeant Jane White, Specialist Jack Smith, and Private Drake Rod, all present. That was quoted. Oh, okay. Staff Sergeant Anguta and the rest of Alpha Team reporting. Sergeant Jane White, Specialist Jack Smith, and Private Drake Rod, all present. All is capitalized for some reason, even though it's not the start of a new sentence. Anguta reported, rendering a salute with his right hand. Salute is capitalized. Why? I stood up and ordered a salute back. Haha! Or rendered a salute back. But this salute's not capitalized. Is this salute less important than that one? Good to have you, Staff Sergeant Anguta. Currently, the team is on lockdown. There is a coffee shop, and the dining facility is across the building. Dining is capitalized. Across the building, ... It's 24 hours. Each of your team has assigned lockers in the ... locker room. There is only one locker room like the 1,000 other companies out there. What does that mean? Male and female will be sharing one. Is that going to be a problem with you and your team? I sat back down and begun to document their arrival. Oh my god. That's so painful. No, Sergeant, that will not be a problem, Anguta replies. Okay. You were all dismissed. The next hit time is 1630 hours in the conference room across from the office. Hit time? What does that mean? I walked over to the kitchen and poured myself some coffee. Anguta and the rest of his soldiers left the room besides Specialist Smith. Smith sat on the couch adjacent to Klimt. What are you watching? ... Smith squinted to see her name tape. Klimt? He leaned back on the sofa. Klimt looked over at him and smiled. I have no idea what I'm doing with my life. ... That's the name of the show. Klimt laughed a bit. Is that supposed to be a joke? I genuinely don't know if that's supposed to be a joke. Oh, God. Oh, no. They're going to launch into a little spiel about the show that she's watching. Oh, no. Okay, here we go. Okay, so maybe that is the name of the show. That's one of my favorites. I do like how Selena is a sarcastic bitch and Greg takes her too seriously. Smith laughed as he got comfortable. Oh, God, they're articulating people laughing. Haha, yeah. Her sarcasm can be pretty hard to notice. Klimt took a sip of her coffee and crossed her legs. Wait, if she's supposedly a sarcastic bitch, then how is her sarcasm hard to notice? I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm reading a bit too much into it. Smith fixated on the show. Oh God. Okay, here we go. Smith fixated on the show trying to find something to talk about. Wow. So how do you know Sergeant First Class Flores? Smith inquired while he grabbed some gum from his pocket. Yes, he was... What's she saying yes to? He didn't ask her a yes or no question. Yes, he was my team leader while I was in Black District. ... And he kind of still is here. I am what is called a protective service detail here. ... He said that I'd be with him and Major Lewis when we go out on a mission, Klimt explains. Wow, so you are going to be with them from now on. That's going to be hard. ... Or maybe easy. ... Depends on if they are going to they are going to chill at the rear while we go on missions. Smith was not too sure how the system of a task force worked, and he is still uneasy on how he is going to contribute to the team. Okay, so we're still in the perspective of Sergeant Vincent Flores. So this team just got here. So how does he know what what rank is this person? Specialist. He doesn't know what's going on in his head. He doesn't know why, whether or not he's familiar with protocol or whatever. Just continuously breaking the rules of first-person writing. You can't, unless this person is telepathic, he can't interpret what's going on in this person's head because he's not talking to him. He's not in his head. That makes me so mad. So mad. Why worry about writing from the first-person perspective, from the perspective of a specific character, if all you're going to do is tell us what's going on in the other characters' heads? That makes no sense. And it's breaking the rules, and it's making me mad. No, we are going to be on the ground with you guys at all times. We may have to stay in strategic positions to coordinate the task force, but we are as much in the fire with you guys. ... At least that is what Sergeant Flores told me. I am supposed to protect them in case you all are on a supporting mission. Klimt answers, pressured by the idea of protecting the major and platoon sergeant. Holy hell, Klimt. That is serious business. I thought that PSD consists of 5 or 6 military police officers. Not one. ... Smith seemed a little on edge with the idea of just one specialist being the sole team of PSD. What's PSD? Oh, Protective Service Detail. Okay. Sergeant Flores didn't like the idea either. Oh, finally, a contraction! Oh my god! Oh, I feel like a proud father. You finally used a contraction. Didn't. Oh, that's so nice. He requested more soldiers for this team, but Black Command refused to give anyone else up. So here I am. Klimt began to tap her right index finger on her bicep with her arms crossed. Well, I may be infantry, but if you need more people, ... maybe they can pull White or me to be with you or rotate us out. We may have just met, but we are a team now. Smith smiled in hopes to mitigate Klimt's worries. Yeah, maybe we can bring that up in the meeting, Klimt suggested. Okay, so basically that entire perspective, because we're moving on to a different character perspective now, that entire perspective was just a way to give us a conversation between these two people that the perspective wasn't even focused on. Yeah. I am anticipating that we're going to get a lot more of that. Oh yeah, we're reading from this character's perspective, but let's focus on these two other people talking. Because what they're talking about is extremely important, obviously. We're getting a new character perspective. One we haven't gotten yet. Jack Smith. Oh, this must be the one this must be the character who was just talking. Why not start off in his perspective? Why not have this whole chapter be his perspective if you're going to focus on him so much? Everyone was sitting around the conference room waiting for Flores to show up. Rod sat across from Klimt. He began to tap his feet. Man, why the fuck are we in lockdown? We just got here, man. I guess Rod is like the dude bro of this group. He's going to be the one that cusses a lot. He's going to be the one that questions authority a lot. He's going to be the one who acts like, he knows things better than everybody else because he's a dude bro. Like, obviously that's his character. And that's the most characterization we've gotten out of anybody in this entire book so far. Like, so far, all the characters are just... They're wooden. They're not even wooden. They're cardboard. I mean, there's more dimension in a sheet of paper. Like, so far, we know nothing about these characters' motivations. We know nothing about who these characters are as people. Nobody has a personality. And so, so obviously, we can't get behind any of them. So I assume that when shit ends up hitting the fan, why would we care? How is the author going to make us care? I'm hoping that it's not just going to be one of those things where the author has terrible things happen to these people just for the sake of making us care about them, because that is the lazy writer's way of establishing sympathy for a character. It's so manufactured. I can't stand that. So hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully, as this book goes on, because I'm only on page 16. 16? 17. Hopefully, as the book goes on, we get more characterization, but I'm not exactly holding my breath, so we'll see. Let me see. Man, why the fuck are we on lockdown? We just got here, man, Rod complained, leaning back and forth in his chair. Klimt rolled her eyes, and I just sat in my seat enjoying Rod's misery. Rod, quit your complaining. If you read the orders in the plan... Wow, okay. So, incomplete sentence. If you read the orders and the plans... Sentence break. We have a lot of training to do before the first mission. STO, your personal feelings, and get your head in the game. I don't know what STO means. I mean, stow your personal feelings? I mean, yeah, it's... if you spelled it out and didn't make it all capitalized, I don't know what that means. Maybe I have to be a military jockey to know what that means. We need to show first class. We need to show Sergeant First Class Flores that we are more than capable soldiers. White explains. She was a suck up to her superiors, but Anguta always liked her work ethics. Rod, on the other hand, hated her work ethic and tried to fight her every step of the way. Can this fucking wait? I mean, can we get some fucking rest and enjoy our new fucking home? Rod continued to press the matter. Okay. So, yeah, I was right. He's going to curse a lot because I guess this author thinks that adding F-bombs between every couple of words for this character is the equivalent of some form of characterization here. So I'm going to go through that again, and I'm going to read that sentence again, and I'm going to put on my best Chad, fraternity voice. Can this fucking wait? I mean, can we get some fucking rest and enjoy our new fucking home? I need more coffee. Yeah, iced coffee because I'm a basic white girl. God damn it, Rod. Shut the ... At ease, Klimt yelled while Sergeant First Class Flores walked in, interrupting White. You don't put your soldiers at ease when your superior walks in. They're called to attention. The superior tells them at ease. So I'm starting to feel like this author has never watched like a military movie, read a military book, done any kind of research. As you were, Flores heard what they were talking. Flores heard what they were talking about before entering, but he did not care much to address it. He walked over to the head of the conference table and sat down. Afternoon, wargs. Is that the name of their team? Wow, my question has been answered. It's the name of the team that they've formed. Oh, I'm so glad I know that now. I can sleep better knowing that this team is called the Wargs. This is our first meeting among many. I am here to answer as many questions as possible you have and to give further guidance on the next ... I have a question. Why are we on lockdown? Rod spun and glanced at Flores. Flores jutted his chin. His left eye twitched. Excuse me, Private Rod? Flores crossed his arms. Why are we on lockdown? Rod became irritated and his jaw clenched. Oh boy, we're getting our first real character banter here. Let's see how this goes. Wow, that is a long paragraph. Okay. Bear with me here. I think you have me confused with someone that answers... Okay, I'm going to start that over. Hold on. I think you have me confused with someone that answers to you... So let me remedy the situation for you. I am the platoon sergeant... If I say you are on lockdown... Guess fucking what? You are on fucking lockdown. Seeing that you hold no respect for me is something that I do not care about... But blunt disrespect to a senior non-commissioned officer is something I do care about... Consider yourself on detail until the first mission starts in 2 weeks upon return... By detail, I mean you are going to do the shit work. For example, trash detail, latrine detail, office detail, and guess what? I'll even add locker room detail because I feel like being generous. Do you have any further questions, Private Rod? Flores asked. Yes, you had to have a dialogue tag at the end of that long paragraph because we would have had no idea who was talking. We would have had no idea what was being said. We would have had no idea the context under which this statement was being delivered. Needed a dialogue tag. At the end of a half-page paragraph, we needed a dialogue tag. No, Sergeant. Rod sunk into his chair. Outstanding, Private. You will report to Sergeant White for each of your shifts. Flores added as he drank his coffee. Oh, coffee. Flores took a deep breath and exhaled. Anyways, what questions do the rest of you have? If you're going to ask about the lockdown, please talk to Private Rod or Sergeant White. Flores leaned back in his chair and laced his fingers on his chest. So I feel like having the superior officer asking his team to ask him questions doesn't make a lot of sense. If they're going to go on some kind of mission, then there has to be some kind of mission brief. And the superior officer would have all of that already. And he would address any questions at the end of that mission brief. I feel like that's the logical progression of steps here, but clearly this author doesn't. So let's see if that pays off in some way. I have a question, Sergeant. Where is our mission going to take us, and what type of mission is it? Unguta asks. Back to present tense, I see. Gotta love it. Our next mission is a search and destroy type. Oh, excuse me. Our target is Traitorous General Darwin. Traitorous General is capitalized. Is that like an official title? Traitorous General? Oh, well. Well, we're about to get our first mission here, so... Wait a minute. Oh, so somebody else asks the superior officer what the mission is, and that's what prompts the superior officer to tell them the mission. That's not how a mission briefing works. Oh. Okay. Our target is Traitorous General Darwin. Intel says he is hidden within the ruins of Seattle. Intel also states that he is in current possession of 6 cases of Elixir 32C, the key ingredient of the Rogue program, which makes this mission a Class 5. The hit date is around September 1st. Around September 1st? It's the military. They operate strictly. You can't have a mission around September 1st. No, your intel has to be precise. Your intel has to be solid. If you say that this person is going to be here on this day, then the mission is on this day. We will be training until August 15th. Okay, whatever. So in case you missed my first stream, I think it was the last character perspective that I read. It was talking about the Rogue program a little bit. Well, it didn't actually talk about the program. It just kind of talked about what they were and what they looked like. Because, obviously, being part of this Rogue program grants you Technicolor hair and supposedly fake color eyes. Because, of course. But it's basically this author's facsimile of the Spartan program from Halo. Obviously, some inspiration was taken there. So, let's see. Ah, here we go. Elixir 32C. Whatever. Had to make it sound cool somehow, I guess. White leaned forward. A Class 5 mission involves the direct intervention of a task force with a supporting element. The mission classes dictate the dire importance of the mission. Class 1 to 3 is routine missions like clearing out bandits in an area or a supply route clearance. Class 4 requires an entire infantry company or a rogue development. This mission is given when the desired target has surfaced. It's either capture or escape, or either capture or kill type missions. Wow. All these weird sentence structures are really throwing me off here. Class 5 is of high importance. It takes precedence over any other type of mission. It is to prevent a grave situation or prevent a grave situation or protect against a direct attack on Athens. Direct attack on Athens. Okay. That is ... Fucked, but I have a suggestion, Sergeant. I do apologize if I am overstepping the boundaries. I wanted to bring up the issue about the PSD team. I leaned forward if the mission is going to be hell. What? I leaned forward if the mission is going to be hell. I'm not even. My door is always open, Smith. What do you want to suggest? Flores spun lightly to the right. Spun lightly to the... Oh. Flores spun slightly to the right to look at me and sat up. I am concerned about your PSD team only consisting of Specialist Klimt. I am not saying I doubt her ability to perform her duties, but I do not like the idea of her fighting by herself. There are 4 soldiers on Team Alpha with me included. May I suggest that I get pulled to be on the PSD team for this mission? We can do a rotation in future operations, Sergeant. I was a man of the team. I passionately believe that no soldier should fight alone. I do full-heartedly agree. I do full-heartedly agree with your assessments. Seeing that we are receiving an additional combat rogue, First Lieutenant Saiyan, I am going to add you to the PSD team. Saiyan will take your place on Alpha team. Flores spun to face Sergeant Anguta. Are you okay with sparing Specialist Smith to the PSD team? Flores asked in consideration. All these needless dialogue tags. Anguta felt a little disappointed, but he was proud that I was watching out for the new members of the team. I wouldn't want to spare my best man, but if I have to, ... it would be Smith. He is one of my best, Sergeant. Anguta compliments, a small smirk appearing on his face. That settles it then. I'll change up the manifest. Flores stood up and pushed the chair in. My time is up. Major Lewis will be in here momentarily. Be sure to show her the courtesy of an officer and all that good stuff. Be sure to show her the courtesy of an officer and all that good stuff. That's the second time he said this. I feel like that's like one of his favorite phrases. Flores left the room, and the rest began to gossip about the mission ahead. Okay. So we are back to the perspective of Vincent Flores. How much you want to bet that they're going to focus on a different character? Let's see. And now I think Maria, who they were talking about, Major Lewis, I think that was... Okay. So that was the woman in Chapter 1 who got... She was a rogue and she got put on some kind of task force. I assume it was this one, but... Let's see. All right, Sergeant Vincent Flores. Maria was sitting across from me in the office. Saiyan, a Native American descendant... Oh, God. Here we go with the description. A Native American descendant, 5 foot and 11 inches, long black hair that she wears in a ponytail, her bangs combed to her right, the whites of her eyes black, and her iris was a bright light blue. So, wait a minute. Maria and Saiyan are 2 different people, so let me see here. I assume they are. Is that like her code name? Hold on, I'm trying to figure this out. I guess that's her code name. I don't know. 5 foot and 11 inches, long black hair that she wears in a ponytail, her bangs combed to the right, the whites of her eyes black, and her iris was a bright light blue. She always had gold hair clips on the left side of her hair. She stood at the window overlooking the training field. Wait a minute! Wait, so are Maria and Saiyan the same people? Hold on, because it just said that she was sitting. Oh, wow, okay. So I'm going to give the author the benefit of the doubt and go back and see if maybe there were 2 different people, but... Oh, man. Hold on. I am trying so hard to figure this out because... let's see. Okay, so Maria Lewis is known as Shadow. That's her code name. So then who's saying? Ugh. I'm sorry, I really had to take some time to try and figure that out. So I guess we're talking about Saiyan here. Stood at the window overlooking the training field. Do you really think we need Specialist Smith on the PSD team? I think we can handle our own with Specialist Klimt, Maria asks, crossing her legs and reading over the manifest. I rub my face, trying to wipe my tiredness away. That is possible, ma'am, but it's capitalized for some reason. But it is good to keep at least 2 soldiers on the PSD team to keep solidarity among the task force. Not sure what that means. I don't want to alienate is capitalized. I don't want to alienate Klimt from the rest of the team, ma'am. I hated the fact that the task force would be operating in different positions. Alpha was labeled as the assault team and Bravo was labeled as the pursuit team. The fact that the Bravo team will not be part of this mission. The fact that the Bravo team will not be part of this mission. Alpha will be both the assault and pursuit team. Okay. Yeah, all right. I am not convinced. Is there a plan for this mission? I heard from ACID that the meeting place is Sector 24. Maria knew the place well after studying the city layout and the points of interest. Yes, if you follow me to the holoconsole, I can propose a sound strategic plan, ma'am. I stood up and walked over to the console, which was the size of the conference table, located in the middle of the room. Show me. Maria followed me. Saiyan walked over to the table as well. As you can see, they are meeting in the park known as Jackie's Playground within Sector 24. There are about 4 avenues of approach: northwest, south, southeast, and east. I suggest we block 3 of these streets and force them to take one and plant a trap. I already made a simulation of the mission. The holoconsole evaluates these plans and provides 3 possible outcomes. The evaluations of these plans are reviewed, studied, and executed in a simulation by artificial intelligence. Their AI is named Victor. Oh, great. Oh, great. We have AI in this book now. Fantastic. Can't wait to see how that goes. Victor, play all 3 outcomes, I ordered, yawning. The simulation has shown... The simulation has shown soldiers blocking 3 exits, a few occupying the surrounding buildings, and a 24A medium tank. Oh God, again with the letter and 2-digit number to try and make these weapons and stuff sound cool. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way. You can't just assign random letters and numbers to something and expect it to sound badass. It doesn't. It just sounds silly. And I feel silly reading it. I mean, not that I didn't already, but it's getting worse. Oh God. And a 24A medium tank called Roman staging in the center of the roads about half a mile from the park. Pause simulation. The simulation froze. I wanted to show Maria the soldier's position. So obviously soldiers is plural in this case, but the author put the apostrophe, I don't know if you can see that, apostrophe before the S. It would come after the S if you're referring to plural possessive. This author really should have gotten an editor. Really. All right. I have I have the rest of this page, and it's gonna go into another character perspective. So after I finish this page, I'm gonna end the stream here, and then I'll pick it back up next Thursday. Let's see. The idea is to show an overwhelming assault that the enemy thinks they are being overrun. That task can be completed, but the risk of General Darwin escaping is too great. This mitigates their ability to run by controlling where they escape or attempt to. Very odd way to structure that sentence. I waited for Maria's response. No shit, you're waiting for a response. You're having a conversation. That's how conversations work. I don't need to know that you waited for a response whenever the response is coming in the next freaking sentence. The plan is sound. The show of force is acceptable. I read the mission's required outcome, but it does not give me the details desired for General Darwin. Do we capture him or kill him? Capture is capitalized. Why? Maria scrolled through the simulation. She looked for critical advantages for a command post. Commander's intent, ma'am. I rubbed my chin, feeling the stubs of hair growing in. Commander's intent? What does that mean? Maria was silent as she studied the plans. She thought to herself, maybe she can bring him in and get him interrogated. You are writing from the perspective of someone whose head you are not in. So how would this character know? Let me see. She thought to herself, maybe she can bring him in and get him interrogated. How would he know that? He's not telepathic. How would he know what she's thinking when you're writing from his not omniscient perspective? I hate this book. I hate this book. She closed her eyes and tugged at her left ear. The idea was appealing, but the risk of casualties was higher. Fuck it. I have one policy when it comes to traitors, ... No second chances. They die on the spot. When we have General Darwin in custody, ... I will be the one who executes him or any other officer who decide to turncoat. Anyone else, it's left up to you, Maria explained her intent. Yeah, she explained her intent. No shit. Sometimes I am all for using a variety of dialogue tags, but sometimes just putting said is enough. Or when you're having a conversation and you have sequential lines of dialogue, you don't have to add a dialogue tag to every single line. Because if you structure your paragraphs correctly, we should be able to know and interpret easy enough who's talking. Like, honestly, this just makes it harder for us. Yes, ma'am, I'll handle it. Play the simulation, Victor, I ordered. Yes, Sergeant First Class. Okay, so first of all, that last line's not in quotes. So is it the AI talking? Okay. So that character perspective ends with them playing the simulation again. So, yeah, I'm going to stop it there. I'm on page 22. I made it not even 10 pages in this reading, and there comes a point where I can just tolerate it no more. All the typos, all of the grammatical errors, all the paragraph structuring errors, all the syntax errors, the switches between the past and present tense, the omniscient perspective of a first-person character. But I am dedicated. I am going to finish this book because, yeah, just because. Just because, for the sake of the stream, for the sake of GNN's enjoyment, I'm going to finish this book. So, tune in next Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for my continuing read-through of The Plagued Ocean. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So if you like to watch me in pain, tune in next week. As always, I have been Cam of Cam and Focus. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, Geek News Now. Well, we're only growing. and it's getting better by the day. So like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful day.